So, you were telling me basically, goal of the game is to reduce the opponent's life to 0. We start with 10 life. It's these petals over here. Sakura tokens, excuse me. You have your aura, which is basically like a shield that you can use to absorb attacks. Your distance to the opponent, which are these tokens. You start at 10, which is the maximum. And the flare, which when you take damage, your tokens go from your life to the flare. And then the flare is a resource that's kind of like Gauge and Exceed. It's expended for certain attacks. And then the last token zone, I guess, is the shadow, which is basically a discard pile. That cover it for the token areas?
That covers all.
Cool. So then you said Vigor, I think, was the resource that this represents.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 1 per turn. You can hold up to 2. And it's spent to perform basic actions. 1 Vigor for 1 basic action. The basic actions are... yeah, you're writing them out. But basically it's a bunch of ways to move one token from one zone to one other zone in specific ways. So you can move forward by taking a token from your distance, putting in your aura, spending 1 Vigor. Backward by doing it the other way, which doesn't work here, but like now I could move backward by taking a token from aura, putting in distance. Excuse me. Retreat, you said, has some special rules, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Recover takes a token from the shadow and puts it in your aura. Focus takes a token from your aura and puts it in the flare.
That covers all of them.
Cool. And then you were just about to tell me that there are 3 card types. You pulled out a Megami, which I'm probably mispronouncing, but I'm trying.
Yep. I pull out a goddess. They have a cool artwork for you to look at, and they have a pool of cards to interact with.
Yes.
Let's go over card overviews. For card types, we have attack cards, which are red, action cards, which are blue, and enchantment cards, which are green.
Attack.
For
And then what were these? What did you call these?
action, enchantment.
Enchantment, action, attack? Okay, thank you.
For attack cards, you have your distance. This is the range that the attack card hits at, and you can only play them if the distance matches the range. So for this one, if there are either 3 or 4 petals on distance, then you can play the attack card. Next is the damage, right here. The damage is split into aura damage and life damage. 3 aura, 1 life. When you hit your opponent with an attack card, they may choose to take the damage to either aura or life. So in this case, they can either block it with 3 aura, or they just face tank it with 1 life. And finally, in the middle is usually where some card text appears. For the card text, you just read it and apply what it says.
Okay.
Moving on next is the action cards. Action cards are like spell cards or instant boosts or whatever you call them. You play them out during your turn and you just apply the effects. Then they go into the discard. Finally are enchantment cards. These are continuous effects that apply as long as they are in play. In order to play them, you place them on the center of the board and you have to pay the enchantment cost. Paying the enchantment cost, you have to either take petals from your aura or from shadow. The start of every player's turn, the enchantment card will tick down, and when it loses all petals, it will be discarded. So as long as it's in play, you can apply any effects listed right here.
Okay, so while it's in play, you have, in this case, Unguarded. And
Right.
is
Then there's a
discarded?
disenchant. Yep, when it's discarded.
Okay.
And next are the two subtypes. Yellows are called throughout, and pink cards are called reactions. For throughout cards, they take your entire turn to play. Usually during your main phase, you can play basic actions or play cards in whatever order you choose, and as many of them as you want. But for a throughout card, it takes your entire turn in order to play. You cannot take any other actions, you cannot play any other cards the same turn.
Okay.
For reaction cards, they are played as a reaction to your opponent's attack. Attack you, you play the reaction in response. You resolve your reaction first. Also, you cannot react to your opponent's reaction, like you can't keep chaining reactions to each other.
Okay, so
And
you can
finally,
react to anything or specifically attacks?
specifically only attacks.
Okay.
And specifically, if it's an attack card, you still have the rule that you can only play attack cards if they are in range of the attack.
Okay, so if a reaction changes your range, does that mean that the attack card fizzles?
Yep, if a reaction changes your range, then your distance, then the opponent's attack might fizzle.
Okay. What's this at the top right?
That means it's a special card, and that's the flare cost.
Gotcha.
You have a bunch of normal cards to play with, and then a bunch of special cards to put in your deck. They all have a flare cost, and they're more powerful than normal cards.
Okay.
Right, that covers the card layout. Next is how the game usually works. At the start of the game, you usually take two characters, whichever ones you like, and you take all their cards and build a deck out of them. Your deck consists of 7 normal cards and 3 special cards. So if you pick this combo, this is your combined card pool. You will then proceed to select 7 cards and 3 specials.
Okay. Let me try that, and I'll make something terrible, but I'll just do that real quick.
However, in the rulebook, they give you starter decks, so you can skip the terrible deck building phase and get used to the game first.
Oh, okay.
I have the starter deck saved if you can promote me.
Oh yeah, I meant to do that earlier.
So in the Japanese version, they have a beginner box which only contains 4 characters. These are the 4 characters that are simple to use, have clear game plans, and basically they're for learning the game with. The pairs are split like this, and I will load in the starter decks.
Okay.
For this pair, you are aggressive, you are offensive. For this pair, they contain a lot of reaction cards, generally built on dodging your opponent's attacks.
Okay. I will play the rushdown side of the matchup.
Right. The deck's already built for you, so you have 3 specials. I suggest reading through them and see if they all make sense to you. And then you have 7 normal cards for your main deck.
Flare cost of 0. Interesting. So the special cards don't start in the deck?
Oh, I should explain that. Over here, you have your special moves selected and face down. They are always available to you, and you can play them at any time.
Ah, I see.
Here's your play pile, where played cards
Oh,
go,
I've read
your
some
discard
cards.
pile where discarded cards go, and your main deck zone.
Okay. Alright, so let me pick these up. Take a look at this deck. Alright, what does flinch mean?
Flinch means your opponent cancels their next vigor gain.
Okay.
So if you remember that you gain +1 vigor every turn, and flinch usually just cancels that.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. And then while your life is 3 or less, your cards with resolve are strengthened. So this ability does not actually do anything, right? It's
That's just a reminder
yeah, it just describes
for your
what the
keyword.
cards do. Because the cards themselves all say if your life is 3 or less.
Yep.
Okay. And then same for this one. The ones that say Inferno all describe if this is the 3rd or later card. Okay. So these, at least for these characters, are not really rules text. They just describe what the characters do.
And nice feature right here. If you look at here, it shows you what distance their attacks hit at. The black ones are where they have actual attacks that hit.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So 3 to 4 over here, and then 5 to 8. Mostly 7 to 8 over here. Fair enough. Of course, that is in their deck overall. It does not necessarily reflect the deck that you build.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming first player is random.
Yep. Usually we roll a die and higher player goes first.
Okay.
At least that's how I always do it.
Sure.
Are first.
Okay. Starting hand.
Our starting hand is 3 cards. So draw 2, 3. Alright, what else do I need to explain? You can take a mulligan by placing any cards at the bottom of your deck and drawing back up. Example, I will mulligan 2 cards. These 2 cards at the bottom of my deck and draw 2.
And you don't shuffle your deck afterwards?
You do not.
Okay.
The first player starts with 0 vigor, and the second player starts with 1 vigor.
Okay. Do I still gain 1 at the start of my turn?
And both players skip their beginning phase,
Okay.
or their first turn.
Which is just the vigor gain? Or what else happens?
I typed it out at the side.
Oh, look at that. Plus 1 vigor, decrement your enchantments. Optional -1 life reshuffle and draw 2 cards. What does optional -1 life reshuffle mean?
It means you can optionally pay 1 life to take all the cards in your played and discard pile and reshuffle them to form a new deck.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. So skipping the entire beginning phase, we go to main phase. So I can take as many basic actions and play as many cards as I want, as long as I can afford them. Or I can play 1 throughout. Okay.
And you can also take basic actions by discarding cards from hand. 1 action for 1 card.
Gotcha. Okay.
Discarded cards will go face down.
And then in phase, you have a hand size of... So you'll discard down to 2 cards during the end?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. So I will discard this to focus. Hmm. And I'm curious. So if I want to play this, can I legally play this? Since there's nothing for me to move to distance.
The global ruling is resolve as much as possible. So if you play this, you will draw a card, then nothing happens here, but it's a legal play.
Okay. I will just go ahead and do that. So discards are face...
And there's a distinction. Played cards are cards that you reveal, and they go face up. Any cards you don't play are discarded face down.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. So for the purpose of Inferno, how does it define... I guess this is played cards, so the number... So basically, if a card enters this area, that's what counts toward Inferno?
Played cards also include your special cards.
Okay. Oh yeah, these just
Whenever,
exist.
you just place a card out on the table, and then if it hits 3 or more, then your Inferno effects start triggering.
Can I just play this? 0 player cost?
You can just hit me with it right now.
Sure.
So then I will choose to take 3 damage to my aura. So I will lose 3 aura.
Okay. This goes to the played pile.
Let's go. I should have explained this.
Sorry.
Special cards go face up, and they are one-time use.
Ah, okay. So I got to do it, but I'll never get to do that particular one again.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so I shouldn't have done things that I've done, and that's fine. It's my first attempt. I guess I ends turn? Yeah, that seems fine.
That's usually what people do.
Yep, back to you.
Right. I also skip my beginning phase since it's my first turn, and I will want to close the distance. So I will spend 1 vigor to perform a forward movement action. I will discard a card to perform a forward movement action. And I will discard a card to perform a forward movement action. And I end my turn.
Okay.
You.
So at the start of my turn, I get a vigor. I choose not to reshuffle. I draw 2 cards. So far, so good?
Yep. Then it's your main phase.
And we are now at range 7. Alright. Sure. Let's just attack with this and see what happens.
That's a 3-2 attack, and I will take that to my aura, so I lose 3 aura. After attack applies after the attack.
So, there we go. Alright, so I'll play this action to flinch my opponent.
So I take this flinch token and place it on here to remind me that I am flinched.
Gotcha. It's not my 3rd or later card, so that doesn't matter. And then this gains +1/+1 and is my 3rd or later card.
Yep. It is a 3-2 attack, and since I don't have enough aura to block it, I am forced to take 2 damage to life.
Okay. Let's see. So I could discard this to gain this back with the recover action. Okay, back to you.
Alright. I will remove my flinch token. And then I will draw 2 cards. I will play a Throughout card. Breakpoint. I apply the text and choose 2 cards and put them at the bottom of my deck. And I resolve the arrow effect. Shadow to my aura. A Throughout card takes my entire turn, so back to you.
Okay. Get the figure. Now I could choose to reshuffle. If not,
And here's a
go ahead.
special ruling. For each card you are forced to draw but unable to, you will take 1 damage to your aura or life you're choosing.
Okay.
This is referred to as frustration damage.
Okay. So, if I take the reshuffle, it gathers my played and discard and shuffles them into my deck? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. So I will do that. Shuffle, draw 2. Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay. I will spin to Vigor to focus. Then I will okay, so question. If I, because I probably will, if I play this 3-2 over here, can you still choose to take the hit to aura?
I cannot, since I do not have enough aura to block it fully.
Okay.
For if you play it, I am forced to take 2 to life.
Yep, unless you have a reaction that would stop that. I will go ahead and play it.
And I will attempt to react to it.
Okay.
Face special reaction.
Yep.
Costs 2 flare, and my attack resolves first.
Okay, so 1/1. I will take 1 to aura, which goes to shadow.
Yep. Our attack gets -1/-1, so it becomes a 2/1. And I will take 2 damage to aura.
Gotcha. Alright, then this goes to played.
Unfortunately, the after effect still applies.
Oh, you're right, yep. I keep bleeding. Seems good. Alright. Then I will spend a vigor to recover. And I think I will recover again. And pass turn to you.
Alright. We'll gain 1 vigor and draw 2 cards. I will spend my vigor to move forward. And I will discard a card to move forward. The distance is now 5, and I will attack you with Cut Down. Action cards can still be played normally. In this case, just pretend it's a regular attack card.
Gotcha. Okay. I will elect to take the hit to life.
Yep. After that, I end my turn. Back to you.
Okay. Vigor, draw. I will play this. So I draw a card, and distance increases. I will play this special, which costs 3 player. So I will draw 2 cards and then discard a card.
Yep.
Discards are face down. Let me make sure that's the right one. I'll discard that one. So now I have Inferno active if I want. I will play this. We're at range 6. It has +1/+1.
So that is a 3/2 attack.
Mm-hmm.
Since I don't have enough to block it, I have to take 2 to life.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just low enough in resources that I can't do the exact next thing that I would want to do, and that's probably correct. Yeah, I will end the turn there.
Right. I gain 1 vigor. I draw 2 cards. Will discard a card to move forward. And I will spend a vigor to move forward. Then I will attack you with Glancing Strike. This card is special as it has a dash value for its aura. This means it cannot be blocked with aura at all.
Gotcha. I will take the hit to life then.
Then I will just end my turn. Back to you.
Okay. Take that. Spend a life. That does go to a vigor, right? Or sorry, flare.
Yep.
Okay. To reshuffle and get more cards. Maintain rushdown. Okay. Let's see. I will start by playing this. We're at range 4.
I will take 3 damage to aura.
Okay. I will... wait. I will play this one. Sorry. I draw a card and increase our distance. We're now at 5. Okay. So I will spend a vigor to retreat. Right?
Oh.
So that, or no, back.
I need to explain the retreat rules.
Or no, yeah, explain how retreat works, please.
Alright. There's this special concept called the Mastery Zone. The Mastery Zone applies at a distance of 0 to 2. In the Mastery Zone, you cannot perform the forward movement action, and the retreat action is unlocked.
Interesting. Can you still take the backwards action?
Yes, you can still take the backwards action.
It would just usually be worse than taking the retreat action.
Correct.
Okay. Alright. Sorry, I meant then I will take the backwards action. I got mixed up. By spending a vigor. That puts us at 6. So I will play this, which is a 3/2.
And I have to take 2 damage to life.
Debating if I want to do anything else. I think I will recover and end my turn.
Alright. I gain +1 vigor. I spend 1 life to reshuffle my deck. Draw 2 cards. I will spend 1 vigor to move forward. Then I will play a cut down, a 3/1 attack.
Okay. I will... Huh. I guess I should know my last 2 cards. I will take... Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I will take the Hitora.
Alright. I will discard another card to perform a forward movement. And I will hit you with a 2/1 attack.
Yep, which I will take to life.
And I will discard 1 more card to perform a forward movement. And I end my turn.
Okay. So wait. Within the mastery zone, which is range 0 to 2, you can't move forward?
You cannot perform the forward basic action.
Basic action. So you'd have to have a card effect that made you move closer than that.
Right, you can reach 0 only with card effects.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, well I will go ahead and spin the life for the reshuffle here. Draw 2 cards. I don't get quite the one I was hoping for. That's fine. This is fine. Okay. Oh, I forgot to increment vigor. That's fine. I'm gonna spend it. Forward basic action. Does it matter which side of this I pull from?
No, it does not.
Okay. For aesthetic reasons, I'll continue pulling from that side. Which goes to my...
You can pull from the middle if you want to.
Alright. That puts us at range 2, so let's try this thing. Yep. Which costs 5.
That is a 5 flare cost. And that will deal damage to both my aura and my life. So I take 2 to aura, and I take 2 to life.
Alright. And let's see. I kind of have to kill you now, or I'm gonna die. Can I do that? So I will take the retreat action, going from shadow to distance. I guess. Does that help? I don't think so. I guess I'll just play this. See if you can stop it.
I will react to that with another special, Immortal Flower. This costs 5 flare and resolves first.
Yep. So I take 1, and then it gets cancelled, which presumably means it does nothing. Does it still count as played?
It still counts as played.
Okay. Alright. I will spend this to recover, and also this, and end my turn.
Alright, I gain 1 vigor, and I draw 2 cards. I will play a Throughout Breakpoint. This takes my entire turn. I choose 2 cards in my discard or my played pile. I will pick these 2 cards and put them at the bottom of my deck.
Are they revealed?
I do not have to reveal what order they are in.
No, I mean, like, do you have to reveal them at all? If you pull from your discard pile, they would be face down, right?
Oh, right. But since they're from my play pile, you usually know what I pulled.
Gotcha.
And I gain 2 aura.
Yep.
That ends my turn. Go ahead.
I gain a vigor. I draw 2 cards. Okay. I will play this. These are the cards I was looking for to be at this low life. So
Brandish.
that is a 3/2.
I have to take 3 to aura.
Yep. Then I will spend the vigor to forward, which goes to aura. And play this. The after won't do anything, but the attack will kill you.
Will be a 2-1 attack. I will react to that with this attack.
There we go. Okay.
It does nothing since I don't meet the conditions.
Oh. If you had no aura left, then you would be able to increase distance. As it is, I take the 2, but then you die.
Then I die.
Good game.
GG.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, actually, yeah. The basic mechanics aren't all that complex, although I can see that the cards get pretty shenanigans, especially since you're deck building. From a wide cast.
After that is usually when you would attempt to try a deck building phase for another game.
Gotcha. Alright. Thank you for teaching me the game. I'm going to check around real quick to see if anybody's looking for Exceed fights. But I appreciate being taught Sakura Arms. Game is pretty cool.
Alright.
And I certainly like the arts.
Thank you for playing with me.
Absolutely. See you around.
See ya.